This just in, have you ever paid a professional thousands of dollars for expert advice, only to receive a document that sounds suspiciously like a sterile, aggressively polite robot wrote it? That is because a sterile, aggressively polite robot probably did write it. And congratulations, you just paid premium human rates for a free ChatGPT prompt. As a small business owner, there's a very specific flavor of disappointment when you realize the expert you hired didn't actually think about your sensitive problem at all. You went to them for nuanced judgment, and instead they simply fed your private data into a machine. According to massive new research from the University of Arizona's Ella College of Management, this isn't just a minor consumer frustration. It is a full-blown professional ethics crisis that is actively destroying clients' trust across the globe. And if you think your clients won't notice when you try to pull this exact same trick on them, you are entirely delusional. As a StoryBrand certified guide, I'm constantly watching service business owners try to save a few hours of typing by outsourcing their empathy to a hallucinating algorithm, only to watch their client retention absolutely crater. So let's rip apart the absolute disaster of AI-assisted professional work, explore the terrifying legal consequences of robot hallucinations, and discuss how you can use human strategy to survive a market drowning in automated betrayal. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler, a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing strategist from the Strategic Marketing Tribe. And I help small business owners like you build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of effort that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. But let's be honest, if your messaging is confusing or tries to say everything at once, your ideal clients will instantly ignore you. That's what my 5-minute marketing fix was built to solve. So stop losing sales. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. Okay, now with all of that out of the way, why is the global legal system actively catching fire? Let's start with the loudest, most spectacular disaster area, where the consequences of AI-generated negligence aren't just an embarrassing email, but a career-ending federal sanction. In 2023, the infamous Mata versus Avancia case set the stage when 2 New York lawyers submitted a legal brief filled with entirely fictional cases invented by ChatGPT. You would think that public humiliation would serve as a terrifying warning, but instead it became a sprawling global trend. The HEC Paris Smart Law Hub has already catalogued over 1,350 cases of fabricated AI citations in court filings worldwide. In just the first quarter of 2026, U.S. courts imposed more than $145,000 worth of sanctions for AI hallucinations. And the hits just keep coming. In Ontario, a 2025 tribunal decision in the Maharazi case tore a lawyer apart for submitting an AI-generated factum completely devoid of real legal authority. When researchers at the University of Auckland note that legal AI tools hallucinate up to 33% of the time, asking a robot to defend your client isn't an innovative legal strategy. It is sheer professional malpractice. So are you paying for actual judgment or a magic 8-ball? The legal crisis is just the noisy tip of a deeply incompetent iceberg. Because in consulting, HR, and financial advising, the stakes are just as high, but there is no judge to find the perpetrator. When you hire an expert to draft a highly sensitive letter to a disputed contractor, you are not paying for their basic grammar skills. You are paying for their earned human judgment. You are paying for someone who can read the room, understand the history, and thread a delicate needle that closes the situation without opening a new lawsuit. What ChatGPT gives you is a hollow, tonally flat document that covers the basic legal basis while missing absolutely every piece of nuance that actually matters. It has no skin in the game and no ability to notice the hesitation in your voice when you describe the problem. When a consultant hands you that generic garbage, their implicit message is crystal clear. Your specific high-stakes situation simply wasn't worth their actual attention. And why does discovering AI immediately destroy your trust? If you think your clients won't notice that you outsourced your brain to a server farm to save 20 minutes, the academic data is definitely not in your favor. A massive study from the University of Arizona involving over 5,000 participants revealed a devastating, unavoidable pattern. The mere disclosure of AI use significantly undermines human trust. Clients trusted graphic designers 20% less, and investors trusted financial firms 18% less. A separate University of Kent study confirmed that people judge professionals who outsource personal tasks to AI as noticeably less caring, less authentic, and fundamentally less competent. And here is the terrifying kicker from the University of Surrey. Professionals who constantly offload their thinking to AI actually lose their own cognitive ability to evaluate their work. They become dangerously underconfident in their own judgments, slowly eroding the exact expertise their clients are paying them for, while hiding behind the smooth, unearned confidence of a machine. So, is your consultant secretly feeding your trauma to a robot? There is a giant flashing legal liability sitting in the corner of this ethics crisis, and it involves what happens to your deeply private data. When a financial advisor or an HR consultant feeds the highly sensitive details of your internal company dynamics into a public AI tool to generate a quick report, they are actively turning your confidential information into free training data for a tech monopoly. Legal ethics experts at Thomson Reuters explicitly warn that doing this without client consent is a massive breach of contract. You did not consent to have your private financial or legal crisis processed through a third-party server. The professional who runs your life through ChatGPT carries full legal accountability for that breach. And regulators like the FTC have made it abundantly clear that you cannot outsource your legal liability to an algorithm. If an expert uses an AI substitute to skip doing the actual work, they aren't just lazy. They are walking into a compliance nightmare. So how do you prove you are an actual human being? Because the gap between a genuine professional and a digital fraud is widening every single day, and the market is mercilessly punishing the fakes. If your business model relies on charging premium rates for work you secretly handed off to a free chatbot, your foundation is built on a massive unethical lie. You must realize that the ultimate competitive advantage right now is the undeniable emotional signal of real, verified human competence. To command premium pricing and generate fierce loyalty, you must position yourself as an empathetic, highly skilled guide who actually reads, thinks, and cares about your client's specific pain. You need a clear structural foundation to secure your brand identity before the temptation of an automated shortcut destroys your reputation. So get my 5-minute marketing fix. This rapid diagnostic tool uses your actual human brain to craft a crystal clear story brand one-liner. It gives you a standardized, reliable framework to align your message with total authenticity. Remember, you cannot prompt your way to customer trust. Prove to your buyers that your business isn't a careless, automated joke, but a fiercely authentic human operation that actually does the work. Stop faking your expertise. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is the most painfully obvious example of a company sending you an AI-generated response when you desperately needed actual human help? I'll go first. I recently asked an HR consultant to help me draft a sensitive letter I needed to send to a contractor. What I got back was very obviously AI written. Did they honestly think I couldn't have just typed a prompt into ChatGPT myself? I explicitly hired a human expert because it was a delicate situation that required real care. And handing me generic robot slop doesn't communicate expertise. It communicates profound laziness. Okay, your turn. What's the worst you've seen? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, you might like this one too. It's about a comedy of AI errors where a furious judge cancelled a trial over hallucinating lawyers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.